Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be walking you through, especially specifically for plumbers, how to run Google Ads. For plumbers, this is going to be a long run. This is a full guide. So strap in and let's get right into the video. So if you're a plumber running Google Ads and you are tired of picking for clicks instead of phone calls. In this video, I'm going to break down how to set Google Ads specifically for plumbers so you attract emergency rate book customers because that's the kind of people you need always. So I work with local service-based businesses and plumbers require a very different setup than most people realize, and you don't know this. So by the end of this video, you know exactly how to structure your campaign, what keywords actually work, and what mistakes are burning most plumbing ad budgets on Google Ads. So let's get right into the video. So full blueprint. The first one here is to separate your services, and this is the one of the biggest mistake I see. And what most plumbers try to do is throw all their services into one campaign, into one ad group. Yes, and Google Ads consolidation is really really good than fragmentation of campaigns. But what you don't understand is when you lump all of your services into one campaign, it makes your messaging very very broad. It makes your messaging very very broad, and when you do this, your ads are not going to be relevant, and Google is going to punish you for this. And this is like one of the things you have to stop for plumbers. This is one of the things you have to stop. Let's say you're servicing your you do stuff like burst pipes, sewer and draining. These two kind of services, you don't want to lump them into one campaign at all because your message is not going to hit. Someone who searches sewer and plumbing and sees an ad on burst pipes, like it's not actually relevant to them. So you get what I'm saying here. So when you do that, your ads end up sounding generic, like I said, and the targeting is going to be all over the place, and the message doesn't hit the right customer, like I said. So instead, please split things up, run ads separately for emergency calls, water hits the stores, different services that you offer, run ads separately. Segment these so your ads are actually really, really, really relevant. So this way, every ad speak directly to the exact problem the customer has, and the page you land on continues the same conversation. And we're going to get right into this one, in a couple of next steps here. So number two here is how to get customers ready to book a job, not just browsing. So what I see in this plumbing campaigns is you try to like your targeting is really really broad. And what you have to understand in Google search ads is that keywords are pretty much the targeting in Google search ads. If your keywords are really really bad and they are just it's generic keywords, like your ads are going to reach a broad type of audience that doesn't really even really need a service, and they might be looking for something else that might be related to plumbing but not plumbing services, something that I can offer to them. So if you ask you for broad searches like plumber or cheap plumbing service, you get calls from tire kickers. As you can see, the and if you go into the Google Career Planner, you actually see search terms like cheap plumbing service. Like when someone searches this, like they're most likely going to be tire kickers because one, they've already put it out in their search term, cheap plumbing service, and you will get calls from tire kickers, do it yourself people that are just looking for free advice, are not actually willing to pay you, or folks shopping around for the lowest price, like the search term here. So every one of those wasted clicks is going to drain your budget without putting money in your pocket, which is the most important thing. So the real money, let me actually make this bold. Give me a minute here. So yeah. So the real money is showing up when homeowners, people who need the services, people who need plumbing services, are ready to book a job right now. And what's how you can do this is target really really specific high intent search terms, and think about this kind of searches right now. So 27 24/7 emergency plumber near me. Like someone searches this who needs your plumbing service ASAP, needs right now, and if you can show up immediately right in front of them when they search this kind of keywords, they're going to click on your ads, they're going to your landing page, and they're going to book a call or book a job right now, and you can get going with your trucks. So 24 24/7 emergency plumber near me, bus pipes, water everywhere. This kind of person, they're not shopping around. They are calling for the first plumber who answers because they are really, really in a emergency situation. You get what I'm saying here? So tankless water heat installation in cost. Let's say tankless water heater installation cost, and in city. Let's see, say Arizona. someone searches this has a very, very, high intent. And if you, I know this is, concentrated on, price, but if your cost, is within the range of what they're looking for, like they're going to book a job. So a homeowner already planning a big ticket job, and like someone who searches this, and also tankless water heater installation, like this stuff isn't cheap. Like it isn't cheap. You plumbers already know this, that it isn't cheap. And if you can show up for this kind of switches, like this people already have, some bit of budgets, and they're high tickets, so they can afford this. So sewer line repair near me, these are the kind of searches you're supposed to be showing up for. High intense searches, like, so someone with a serious problem that can turn into a 5K plus, project. And you know how, sewer line repair, how the stuff is. So when you show up for searches like these, your phone rings with the kind of calls that matter, and the ones that actually turn into profit jobs, not, wasted ad clicks, and, wasted tow trucks of, your your team going in and coming back without, actually servicing any jobs. So the third one here is job specific pages, not as one size fits all homepage, which I see a lot of plumbers, and in general a lot of local service businesses do. So I see this a lot, and like it costs you conversions more than you actually know. So someone searches sewer line repair, you take them to your homepage. Someone searches, water heater installation, you send them to your homepage. It is not relevant. What they see on your ad and what they see on landing page must be exactly correlated. There has to be no incongruency. When there is incongruency in your ads, people are going to head in, and they see that words on your landing page doesn't actually match what they're searching and what they see on your ad. They're going to click off right there, and that click is going to be wasted. So big mistake, send every click to the generic homepage. For customers, that's a disconnect, like I said here. If someone says for tankless water heater install near me, but lands on a page talking about toilet repairs and general plumbing, they won't feel like you're the wrong plumber for the job, and they will click away. So each money making service deserves its own dedicated page that speaks directly to that problem. So create different pages for different services. So your ads actually hits, like your ads are actually relevant, actually hits what the customer is looking for. So emergency plumbing, they get into your ad, they see, urgent call now message, 24/7 availability, phone number right at the top, like all this stuff are stuff that signals that they are on the right, they're on the right page, they're on the right, that with the right people. You get what I'm saying? So the next one, what I hear that installs, tank versus tankless, explain clear pricing of financing info, photos of recent installs, all these are like good signals that they're on the right page, and also other examples you can see here. So when you add your message and the page, the customer lands on all line up, trust builds fast, the homeowner thinks, this plumber gets my problem, I'll call them. So that means fewer wasted clicks, more book jobs, and your crews spend their time on more profitable work instead of chasing low value calls that lead to, little to no money. So fourth one here is how to actually teach Google to send you the right calls and book jobs. And what you might not get about Google is that the data you feed back into Google is the data is going to leverage to get you more people, more customers like the one you're already getting. And if you're feeding bad data back into Google, you're going to get bad prospects, bad leads that are not going to pay you any money. So not every phone call a plumbing company gets is going to what it, rolling a truck for. Not every phone call is going to lead into a conversion, or it's going to be a book job. So some are wrong numbers. Some people are just price shopping. These people, they are not, maybe qualify for your service. You don't want to be sending this data back into Google. So others are tiny jobs that barely cover the cost of gas. So if you let Google count all of those as good leads, it keeps sending you more of those, low value calls that eat up your time and money, like I just explained here. So you have to actually be feeding in good data back into Google. People that actually, pay you a lot of money, people that actually qualified for your services, people that are not pricing, price shopping around. These are the kind of people that are going to be, sending back as data back into Google to get more of those kind of people to you. So the smarter move here is track your calls and pay attention to the ones which actually turn into, actual real jobs, like water heat installs, bus pipe emergencies, sewer line repairs, because these are calls that keep your business profitable, because they are high value services that lead into, a lot of money for you. So When you show Google which calls are the real money makers, it learns to go out and find more customers like that. Like I said, instead of just getting the phone to ring, you are start bringing in the right kind of jobs and keep your crews busy and your trucks on the road making money. So this way, you're not just buying calls; you're building a steady flow of high value work that grows your bottom line as a plumbing company. I'm going to get it. Next one here is actually turning book jobs into a service calls by having better backend systems. Everything that is not always about the front end, and you see on YouTube here, so many people trying to explain this to you, but they don't actually talk about your backend. You might get calls, yeah, you might get calls, but if these people call you and maybe you are not available and you don't, when you get back on and you don't actually ring these people within, let's say, 1 hour, they are going to look for your computers, which is why you have to have a very, very good backend. If it's a CRM system that actually sends them this kind of messages immediately, book a call and you don't answer, like these triggers, they actually nurture them on the back end. You get what I'm saying? It's not always about fixing the ads on the front end. So the fix isn't always more ads and optimizations. Better systems also matter. So simple text and core reminders keep customers accountable to you. And they're not actually, when someone calls a business, like they don't answer, they immediately go and look for another business that offers same thing that you offer. So same day confirmations, cut down, further book you messages, like someone actually books you and you don't send them reminders and stuff like that. Like they might forget because there are so many fishes in the river, like plumbing companies and others that they can go to, and they can just go to them and book a new job. So even a quick follow up from the office can turn a flaky lead into a job that actually matters. So when the system is in place, every dollar I put into Google Ads turns into a survey calls. So no wasted trips. And the best part about this is that it means more completed jobs, more word of mouth, and more loyal customers who actually stick with you. And you have to think about the long game here. The long game here is what you have to think about business. So when you service someone really, really well, they refer you to their neighbors. This person, your plumbing company is this a really, really good job for me. Like, you know what I'm saying here. So the next one here is writing a copy that actually attracts plumbing jobs. So your ad copy is the very first impression someone will see or anyone looking for a plumbing service. So it decides whether they call you or they call the other plumber. So if you ask out there like chosen plumber in Arizona, you don't actually talk about what you offer, like what you're trying to offer to these people. Like everyone is a trusted plumber. Like trusted doesn't really add any weight to that copy. It doesn't really give them a reason to click on your ads. Like you blend it with every other company because every other company can say they are trusted plumber, and like you just blend into so many fishes in the river. So instead, you need to speak directly to the problems customers are desperate to solve. So highlight urgency here. Boss pipe prepare 24 emergency service. See how this sounds different, and also showcases how jobs people are searching for water heater installation and repair. Like actually, adding keywords that they are searching into your ads, because when they see this, like actually signals a lot of like relevancy, and they see that like it just signals to their brain that this ad is actually relevant because the keywords that actually searched in is actually portrayed on this ad. Sorry, portrayed. Say portrayed. Sorry. So ads proof and reassurance. So serving Philadelphia home for 20 plus years, because there might be some customers that be worried. Oh, like can this people actually do this? Like how long have they been doing this? That might be their that might be their objection. So if what actually adding in just this stuff, serving Philadelphia homes for 20 plus years actually relieves that objection. So also make the next step clear. Get a plumber at the door today. Call now. Give them the next step. The next action to take after they actually see your ad. Like what next do you want them to do? Actually, put that into your ad copy. So fix in your landing pages and ad links. So what happens? Like a funny thing is that yeah, you are going to run a ad campaign and start getting clicks to it. But if your landing page is like sorry for my word, but if it's fucked up shit, like you're not going to get any book jobs. Like you're not going to get book jobs like you want, because if your landing page is like not good, like so many of local service businesses, I feel like they really have bad landing pages and I wonder why they don't get conversions. Like that's just the matter of it. So most probably businesses, you don't actually most of the times lose your customers to competition. You lose them before your phone ever rings because of the bad landing page that you have. Like And it's not because you can't do the job, but it's because your ads and landing page are not built to convert the traffic that you're getting. So your landing pages, speed matters. If your site takes less than 20 seconds to lose home and bounce, even me right here as a media buyer, Google as a media buyer, if I click on an ad and it takes less than 3 seconds to load, I'm clicking right off that ad and going to their competitor. So let us take in speed matters in this stuff. So mobile first, your because most of the traffic you are going to be getting is going to be from it's going to be mobile. It's going to be mobile traffic. So if your if your site isn't actually like mobile optimized, like it's going to be really really fucked up. So button phones and your phone number must be very 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 easy to tap. It's not actually someone taps on it and it doesn't go, it taps on it again like that might actually make someone upset and they just click right off. These are all the things that you have to consider. So clarity above the fold, show what you do. Don't make them scroll down to the page for them to actually understand what you do. So show them what you do before they scroll down to the page. Actually, above the fold, immediately they click onto your ads and get into your site. They should see every bit of information on what next to do. They should see what you offer. They should see your if you have a video sales letter, they should see that. They should see your call to action. Like literally everything for them to take an action should be above the fold. So trust signals, you add reviews, seven this series for 20 plus years, this kind of stuff. Simple forms, just ask for name, phone, and service needed. Anything more, you lose leads. Like you can actually just use 3 questions. Like I see so many businesses try to put like 10 questions, or you're trying to get the most qualified lead in the world. Like that actually adds a lot of friction, and people are just going to maybe not fill that form and get outside. So tracking. So if your calls and your forms are tracked back to your Google Ads, you have no idea what's actually working. So conversion tracking has to be really, really dialed in. So your ads, strong headlines, use that extensions. You have to have really good headlines, very, very important. Use that extensions, location extensions, to take up more space on the Google search results page. And I don't see, sorry, my PC is actually low here, but we're going to be done very soon. So strong headlines, use that extensions, and consistency in your ads, from the search term to the ad to the landing page. It has to be very very consistent. So if your ad says same day what I hit I repair, your landing page better back it up or people drop off. So bottom line here is most plumbing companies are making money here. So fix this business and you turn more clicks into calls without spending a single extra dollar. So next one here is run ads when you can actually deliver. So I'm not going to actually show this like it is, but the bottom line here is just there's something called out scheduling Google Ads. Most of you probably businesses, like you probably don't service people at 9 p.m. So if you can service people at that moment, and also searches are going to be coming in at that moment, and you can service, you can actually service at that moment. What you guys do is in the ad schedule, schedule your ads to be turned off at that moment, so you don't show up for for those searches and people click through your ads and thinking service at those moments where you don't actually service. So that's just the bottom line here. That's actually bottom line. So if you need someone who can, implement all of this for you, just hit me up. I'm going to link my social media pages here. So hit me up and we are going to get running. See you on the next video. It was kind of random, but really really good.